Good morning, dear students. In the previous lesson, we have studied about the sacrament of healing, in which we became aware about Jesus' special love for the sick. Today, we will learn about priestly ministries. Let us listen to a short story. There were two students attending Sunday classes. The catechist started asking one of the students that, "Is anyone ordained as a priest in your village?" Student replies, "Yes, last year on 24th April, Brother Sahayam was ordained priest by our bishop." Catechist asks the students, "Can you say something about the ordination ceremonies?" One of the students answers, "The bishop and the priests stretched out their hands over Brother Sahayam and prayed for him." The other student says, "The bishop anointed the hands of Brother Sahayam with the holy oil." The other student says, "Brother Sahayam professed his vow of obedience to the bishop. Then the new priest, Father Sahayam, joined the bishop and the other priests in the celebration of the Holy Mass." After a while, catechist asks, "What is the role of a priest?" One of the students answers, "A priest does spiritual and social services." Catechist asks, "What do you mean by spiritual services?" Student answers, "Celebrating the Holy Mass, administering the sacraments, preaching the Word of God, visiting the families, consoling the sick, and taking care of the spiritual needs of the people at large." Again, catechist asks, "Does your parish priest does all these services?" All the students says happily, "Yes, he does." Catechist asks, "Can you say something about social service?" Student replies, "I think that social service is working for the upliftment of the poor people. The priest builds schools, social service centers, dispensaries, and churches for the benefit of the people. He also looks after the functioning of these institutions." One of the students shares that his parish priest helps the people get loans from the bank at a low rate of interest. The people are able to buy cattle and improve their standard of living. He creates awareness in them and guides them to get the benefits from the government welfare schemes. He helps them to find employment as well. Catechist is very happy to hear that and says, "Yes, you are right, my child. Priests dedicate themselves for the spiritual, social, and economical development of the people." Now let's learn about the priests in the Old Testament. Listen very carefully. There were priests in the Old Testament. One of them was a high priest. They served in the temples. Their prime duties were to look after the temple and offer services. The descendants of Aaron were chosen for the priestly service. Priests in the Old Testament offered sacrifices to God on behalf of the people. They offered sacrifices in atonement for their sins and the sins of others. They were mediators between God and people, pleading to God for the people and bringing God's blessings upon them. Melchizedek is considered to be an important priest in the Old Testament. There were priests during the time of Jesus. For example, Zechariah and other priests were serving in the temple at Jerusalem. They also did the same services as the priests in the Old Testament. Now let's learn about Jesus, the high priest in the New Testament. As the fullness of the priesthood in the Old Testament, God sent his only Son Jesus as the high priest in the New Testament. Hebrew chapter 5 verse 6 says, "You will be a priest forever in the priestly order of Melchizedek." Jesus lived in the world in loving communion with God and with humankind. He fulfilled the will of God always. He interceded for the people with God. He proclaimed the good news to the people, healed the sick, fed the hungry, delivered the prisoners, set free the oppressed, and brought back the dead to life. Thus, he served the people throughout his life. His life of service reached its culmination in his death on the cross. Mark chapter 10 verse 45 says, "The Son of Man did not come to be served. He came to serve and give his life to redeem many people." Through his sacrifice, Jesus reconciled the people with God. He established a permanent relationship with God and the people. He became the sole mediator between God and the people.